All right, you guys are finally at the final draft for your poetry project, last project for creative writing, and you'll have some poems. So hopefully you'll like them and keep them and write them down somewhere so that you have them. That's the hope. Well, for the final draft of the poetry project, there's a couple things that you need to do. So if I haven't seen the revised version yet, you need to turn in the revised and get my feedback on it so you can make your last changes. If there's anything glaring mistakes or anything, I need to see those and help you with them and give you some advice. So you've already done the rough draft. You fixed it up. You included 4 different things. There was a whole criteria for how many things that needed to be in there. And you're turning in what you think is your final to have me look over it before it's actually your final. So once you've done that and I return it to you, I will put on there, you're ready to do your final draft. So the first thing you'll need to do is attach your revising assignment, same document we've been working with, to your final draft assignment. And then you'll be working with the last box and you need to explain what you did for your poem and why it's a good poem and those things. So what you will do for your final draft is this. You will take this last box here, and that's what you're going to be putting in for your final draft. You'll have your 4 things that you're going to put in here. Now, the way it works is it'll look like this. This would be your poem is off to the side. Then over here, what did you do in your poem? What were those 4 things? How did you make your poem sound better? Did you do more than 4? You could put that in there too. This poem shows rhythm with 5 meters per line. They were counting syllables all the way through. This poem has basic A-B rhyme scheme. Now this PowerPoint I'm putting in, I attached this small PowerPoint to the assignment too so you could look back over it. But it goes through, like with this poem, what did the poet do to make all of their poems make it? Like rage is repetition. You just explain what it was that you did. So, and that example I said is attached to the assignment as well. So for mine here, my number 1 thing is I use an AABB rhyme scheme throughout the entire poem. I went see me, blank, think, about doubt, some numb, means seems, parents, presents, half rhyme close. So you need to make sure that you do that all the way through the poem. If you switch up the rhyme scheme, then it's wrong because the rhyme scheme should be the same throughout one poem. All right. Now, the next thing that I did when I take a look at this is I used blink, blink, blink. Now, that's kind of repetition, but I used repetition somewhere else. So I'm going to put the blink for like the sound that you hear of a light, the blink of lights is onomatopoeia. I'm going to do that because it went blink, blink, blink. I actually hear that. I guess maybe I could put click, click, click if I wanted to as it goes. But when I hear it, that sound I hear it goes with blink. The other thing that I used is I said my brain, let's see, I have ask, ask, ask. I have repetition. I use repetition a couple of times. So 3, I use ask, ask as repetition. So I have that in there. And I also have my sensory images, describing the colors of the lights. So I'm going to make my last changes to my poems, fix them up. So like if there's any feedback or there's something that I want to change, I fix it up. And then over here, I'm going to list the things I did in my poem to make them go, to make it work. Okay. So as you can see, it's a lot different from my poem up here because I revised it. And then now for my final draft, I fill in this last box. And that's the way it's going to work. I would do that with